All right, y'all. Welcome back.
Nice.
Two birds, one
We are
stone.
back to B1S.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing, man? How's it going?
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Not too shabby.
This is my first time here. So
First appearance.
I don't know what to expect.
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
guess we'll
You should
find out.
expect everything and nothing.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think we could get into the first topic,
Okay.
right? So the first one is a video that I wanted to show you guys. It's a basketball player. His name is Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's a video I watched years ago. It really stood out to me because it really encapsulates not only basketball, but life in general. A little bit of context, this was during the playoffs. They were a really high seed and lost to a very low seed. And now this is an interview, post-game interview, where a reporter asks him a specific question, and now he has a certain response to that question. Usually, NBA players give like a generic response, but this one really stood out to me. So I think we could play the video and get your thoughts.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Of course,
cut this out. Cut this out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we could have queued it up.
Okay, it's a break.
Yeah, break. Yeah. Okay.
I just asked Bud the exact same question, but I'm curious for you. Do you view this season as a failure?
Oh my God. Okay, because I'm not that up. You asked me the same question last year, Eric. Okay. Do you get a promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Yes or no? No. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal, right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to take care of your family, to be able, I don't know, provide the house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success. You know, and if you've never, I don't want to make it personal. So there's always steps to it. You know, Michael Jordan played 15 years, won 6 championships. The other 9 years was a failure. That's what you're telling me. No, I'm asking you a question. Yes or no?
I mean, I don't think so. No.
Okay, exactly. So why you asking me that question? It's a wrong question. There's no failure in sports. You know, there's good days, bad days. Some days you are able to be successful. Some days you're not. Some days it's your turn. Some days it's not your turn. And that's what sports is about. You don't always win. Some other people's gonna win. And this year somebody else is gonna win. Simple as that. We're gonna come back next year, try to be better, try to build good habits, try to play better, not have a 10-day stretch with playing bad basketball. You know, and hopefully we can win a championship. So 50 years from 1971 to 2021 that we didn't win a championship, it was 50 years of failures? No, it was not. It was steps to it, you know, and we were able to win one. Hopefully we can win another one. You know, sorry that I didn't want to make it personal because you asked me the same question last year, and last year I was in the right mind space to answer the question back. But I remember it.
I know it's in the context of sports, but I thought of it from a bigger picture perspective. We look at certain things in our lives as failure. Like, how do we overcome those different situations? What is failure to you, and how do you guys overcome that, just in general?
Sometimes I think I get into a certain mind space where I feel like I'm a failure. I feel like maybe there's certain things I could have done better, I could be doing better at. It creates like this sort of, you know, contradiction in a sense where I shouldn't be applying so much of that feeling on myself, right? And I think that it's hard to kind of say that you're a failure, right? And then maybe you're kind of, I'm being like a hard critic on myself when I do get like those type of feelings.
So what do you do to overcome those thoughts?
I have to catch myself. I catch myself when I'm in those spaces. Lately, it's been a lot better trying to manage that. It's rooted in something, I feel like, right? I feel like whenever I get that, I have to now almost like question where that's coming from. And it's an interesting thing how when you step aside, you're like, wait a second, why am I telling myself these like awful things, making myself feel like a bad person?
Yeah.
Who is this person telling me that? Is it actually like someone that was instilled in me? But that's the thing you need to look at and say, why is this still prevalent in this point in my life?
Right. What about you guys?
Failure is very subjective. I think everybody is always comparing themselves to others. That's the mindset that we need to get out of. I don't know if you guys have ever heard it, but my dad always told me a Mercedes at 25 versus a Mercedes at 30 is still a Mercedes at the end of the day. So it doesn't matter if you take a little bit longer to get where you need to be. At the end of the day, you do get there. Some people have a leg up, some people get a little bit lucky, some people have more resources and they get there faster, but that doesn't mean that you failed. That means you're taking a different path to the same goal. I feel like for me, when I'm starting to feel those things, I kind of step back and listen and say, you know, I'm in my own path, right? I'm getting there the way I get there. The way Momo gets there, the way JT gets there, the way Pat gets there is completely different, right? One of y'all might get to, you know, an idea of success faster than me, but that's you on your own path. For me, like the journey is much more important than actually getting there, because that's where you learn most of the lessons in life. With Giannis, you know, had he achieved his goal right from the get-go, then he wouldn't have sort of gained the wisdom from point 0 to point 1. Right, that's my take on it.
Do you agree, Momo?
I 100% agree. And the way I looked at this video was a little bit different. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on like athletes or people that put themselves out there. He's an athlete, but he's competing against other athletes.
Yeah.
Right? And then for the regular folk to sit there and be like, oh, well, you underachieved. It's like, I don't really agree with that. It's like, you couldn't do 2% of what he does. I love the fact that he's still responding. Yeah, he's competing against other elite athletes.
I think it's a fantastic point. And mind you, it's the reporter that asked him that question last year, the same question, right?
Yeah, and he remembered.
And he remembered it, and there was that trigger. What I think is fantastic with Giannis's character is that he caught himself.
Yeah.
As soon as he saw himself veering off to responding negatively, he's like, let me take a step back. And he even said he wasn't in this right mindset to answer it last year. But with that same reporter who's getting at him and trying to bait him into responding negatively, he's telling himself, okay, those are your thoughts, but I see things differently, right? I see failure as a stepping stone in order to get to success, instead of it just being this one-stop shop where I failed and it's over, right? Like you said, they're in the most competitive league in the world. 1%, 2% of us can't do what they're doing, right? So the fact that he got that far is already an accomplishment. But I think it's because he's the superstar, like best player on his team, that's why most of the burden is on him. But it made me even think about myself. I think that something that is difficult when it comes to failure is repeating certain things where you have failed. Let's say a driving test, right? And I passed my G1 and now I'm going for my G2, and I had a negative experience with the person that was testing me, and they maybe cussed me out and like, what are you doing or whatever. But that plays in my mind. And now I'm kind of like, wow, I failed. Like other people just went G1, G2, G. And then now I'm at the G2 and I'm thinking and replaying that moment. If I go back and try to pass the test again, am I going to mess up again? Am I gonna have another instructor that's the same way? So that plays in your mind. I liked what you said, JT, where you're like, you have to kind of catch yourself in those moments. So to me, when it comes to failure, there's stepping stones, but I feel like it gets so difficult if you're trying to redo the same type of task that you felt like you failed at, right? I don't know if you guys feel the same way or if it's different for you guys. If you do something, you don't mind continuing to just fail and keep getting back up.
Yeah, I think it depends on whatever the task might be, but especially if it's things that you have an opportunity to redo. Like I think that's sort of the whole part about like these sports leagues and these like athletes, right? Is that they're in it to keep doing it for a long time. As long as they can kind of like perform at a high level, they're almost like guaranteed to keep going. It's also kind of interesting that he remembers the guy by first name.
By first name, Eric. Yeah.
Eric. Eric. I remember you.
Yo.
You know, but this interview is actually kind of funny because it's a setup. Yeah, he's baiting him. But look at the response that he also gave back to the reporter, right? Because now, as a development for him as an athlete, he has to understand or maybe come to terms with it. He was able to reflect on it and deliver this answer.
But let me ask you this. Forget this this scenario. If someone says something about you that hits you emotionally and triggers you, are you gonna clap back?
Oh, it's hands. It's hands.
Oh, it's hands. It's hands for you. Okay.
Yeah.
It's hands for all of you guys?
100%. Yeah. 'Cause
Are you gonna
I think more recently, I'm more open to listen to these type of things because I was just kidding. Like I feel like in the last little while, I've really been open to feedback and what people think about me.
Yeah.
And trying to see where they're coming from. Because if they're telling me something and they genuinely mean it, if it was something that I was not aware of and it was actually maybe hurtful or something like that, what was I doing? How did it affect this person, right?
Yeah.
If it was something that I actually maybe could have had some control on, then I definitely would feel really bad, right? But if somebody tells me something, I definitely would try to hear it out and try to find out. Like if you told me that I was like,
or you could have done something better.
Yeah.
yeah, if I could have done something better, okay, great. I'll try to do something again. But like, is it now also? The other thing I was talking about with the athletic side of it is that they have an opportunity to keep doing like better and better, right? Another time, another year, right? There's always like another championship. I haven't really gotten into a situation in my life where it's almost like life or death if I fail or not.
Right.
Usually there's like, okay, you know what, you could have done this better, great. And the feedback is greatly appreciated at that point because now I know how to take the steps to try to build on it for the next time. How about you?
I think it's tough, to be honest with you. I think there's moments where I want to clap back, you know what I mean? Because it hurts emotionally. But then there's other times where I'm just like, I need to stay composed, you know, just because at the end of the day, as a basketball player, let's say I'm putting myself in Giannis's shoes, there's so much scrutiny, right? And it's in a public eye, and you're just a reporter that's just behind your desk, not really putting in the work like I am, right? It's easy for you to bait me into stuff, but I could take the high road and show you that, yo, this is what I do. I put in the work. Yes, I fell short as a superstar, but at the end of the day, can you do the same thing as me?
Exactly.
And just continuously win championships like that?
Exactly.
Let's see it, right? I know the work that I put in, and like you said, we're gonna come back tomorrow and get better. Take steps to achieve that goal, right?
Exactly.
Let's say I didn't put up enough shots, right? Now I'm gonna go harder. I'm gonna talk to my trainer. What other things can I do to get to that, right? So it's kind of just knowing who you are and just standing on business and standing on that, right? So I think, like you said, as you're getting older, you're maturing and being able to just block out the noise and just focus on what you're working on and just forget the scrutiny. So, yeah.
I mean, I feel like pride plays into it as well.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, in Giannis' situation, that conversation would have been completely different if the person asking him was also another basketball.
Yes.
The fact that it was a reporter, I feel like Giannis's reaction was more of like you said, could you have done it? Could you have done something better? If it was another player, Giannis could have been like, do you have any advice? What could you have done? Right? So there's definitely that level of pride that plays into it.
100%. I feel like the reporter's job is to scrutinize.
Yeah.
And it's kind of trippy to think about. They're these characters put in this place just to scrutinize, but like they couldn't survive a day in their life.
Their job is to get a reaction.
That's their job.
Yeah.
That's their job.
Yeah.
It is pretty like, you know, kind of like vulture-y in that type of sense, but it's giving an opportunity for Giannis to kind of like to develop his character from the last interview that he did, because now he has this brilliant response. He's like, he has to apologize for made it a point like twice in that interview, like he wasn't trying to make it personal.
I like how you said that.
Yeah, I like that too, because it's like no one's perfect and everyone's gonna be emotional, and there's like post game, right?
This post game,
right after the game, so it's
absolutely.
Imagine that. Imagine being in that position.
Yes.
Yeah, like you just lost, and now you gotta go in front of all these other people asking you a million.
Or asking you questions like, why did you lose, basically?
Yeah.
Come on.
No, not even that. Like, do you think you failed?
Yeah. But you lost and
Asked
you think you
again,
failed,
like twice. It's not the first time,
It's like
right?
again, yeah.
Exactly.
It's kind of like poking at them.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
just
like
to get
salt
that
on the-
reaction.
Second
Yeah.
time.
I'm curious to see if there was a third time.
No,
there
but
might be.
I don't know if it's tied to this whole failure thing, but there was an instance where a reporter asked him like a very interesting type of question, and he literally walked out. He's just like, I'm not gonna answer this. But it was with another teammate, and the teammate's like, okay, I guess I'll answer it.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
okay.
But I guess he learned from that situation, right? So if we're kind of putting a bow on the failure thing, maybe in his mind, he's like, you know what, last time I walked out when the reporter asked me something that was a bit sus. But this time, I almost felt like I was gonna get to that place, but I reeled it back in and I composed myself.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just a very mature way of handling the situation.
Definitely.
Yeah. The next topic that I had in mind, can y'all believe it's been 2 years since my Ghana trip?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And we never ended up, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And we never had the chance to actually discuss it, right?
Yeah.
So I was going through the pictures and I was like, okay, let me talk to the guys. But I was thinking about it some more and I came up with a segment called Picture This.
Oh, picture
So,
this.
Okay.
picture this. You guys have two options. I told y'all beforehand to find either a picture or video from your previous trips that you guys have had.
Yeah.
And you have two options. Either A, you can display that picture or video, and then the rest of the fellas can come up with a story of their choice of what happened, like what transpired to lead to that video. The second option would be if you want to just explain what actually ended up happening, give context, what it meant to you, you could go that route. So I don't know who wants to start, who wants to show their picture first.
Okay. Well.
I like the guessing idea.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys want to do the guessing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And if a video could be part of it, I think I could go first.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, go.
Yeah. Why not?
Picture this.
Picture this.
Crazy, bro.
I'll tell you.
I have mine right. I'm about to pull it up.
Yeah, I told you to come prepared, bro.
I took screenshots of it, but now that we said videos
Okay,
could be a part of it, it's a little different.
Okay.
So wait, we have to guess?
Like you could come up with a story of like what actually happened, and
okay,
Momo
okay.
would be like, "Oh, this happened,"
Okay,
blah blah
okay.
blah.
But can the person actually talk about what did happen?
Yes, of course, 100%.
How do I get the favorites?
Prepared.
I know that. I thought the same thing too.
Favorites, where are favorites?
I mean, mine's up on my phone. I don't know if you
I know, right? So let's get back to you then.
Yeah. Get
Okay,
back to
okay. All right,
Okay, so Manny?
Manny or Pat?
go, Manny. You
Okay,
go,
go for it.
and then we'll figure it out.
He's like,
I know. That's the fun. This man been scrolling too.
So this is the
oh,
photo.
I have a lot in my.
oh,
Wait. So it's just so everyone can see it.
Yep.
Momo.
Momo.
Whoa,
Okay.
Okay.
that's
Okay.
beautiful.
What the hell is going on
It
here?
looks beautiful, but it does have a
backstory
There's
to
a
it?
twist. There's a
not
twist.
so beautiful story.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, maybe somebody fell from a boat and they have to go rescue them.
Okay.
But
I've-
again, it's like scuba divers and stuff.
I feel like someone took Manny, right? And then was like, just went in.
Oh,
just like that. And now Manny.
Is he rescuing?
Yes.
Mom, what do you think happened?
Scuba diving.
Okay, but what
Okay,
happened
what?
though?
They decided to go scuba diving.
Okay, but like spice it up.
Spice it up.
You know what I mean?
Take a close.
There was a shark.
There was a.
There was a shark.
There we go. There we go.
Okay.
There's a shark.
Okay. So that's.
There's a shark.
Okay. So he says there's a shark.
There's a shark.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I talk about what actually happened?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
So this
So
is.
wait, does he say picture this?
No. Okay, good.
Okay.
Sure.
Picture this.
Work in progress.
You gotta
Work in
say
progress.
picture this when he shows us the picture.
Okay.
Anyway, so picture this. So this was in 2019.
Okay.
We went to the Philippines for my cousin's wedding. After the wedding, we went to a beach resort. We went island hopping. And one of the activities was scuba diving. So
I got
went
that.
with my uncle and my two cousins and my other cousin's boyfriends. There were 4 of us. All 3 of them were licensed scuba divers. I was not. Being in the Philippines, you can kind of get away. They gave me a crash course of 1 hour of what to do and go scuba diving with the oxygen tank hundreds of feet deep and everything.
Yeah.
Taught me the hand signals and everything.
Right.
I had to learn all in 1 hour. Anyway, so fast forward, we're on the boat, we're scuba diving. We went underwater, we saw a couple of cool stuff. We saw corals, we saw a sunken World War II Japanese ship.
Whoa!
That was
Whoa!
Yeah,
Wow.
so that was pretty cool. But it did have a somewhat scary part to it. The undercurrents were very strong. So after maybe 15, 20 minutes, we resurfaced. And when we resurfaced, our boat was gone.
Whoa.
Our boat was gone. We looked around, it was nowhere there. And our tour guide said that because of the currents, we were pulled so far away from the boat, we were actually 500 meters from where it was. And we
Wow.
couldn't find it. Mind you, this is in the middle of the sea.
Oh my
We had
gosh.
no radio and no way to communicate with anybody.
Whoa.
So what he had to do, so we found a buoy in the middle of the earth. So we held onto the buoy while he swam 20 minutes to go to the next island,
Wow.
which was just visible. Go there, climb to the communications tower, call our boat, ping our location, and then come get us. So we were in the water for about 2 hours.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
And
goodness.
then the boat finally came, and my aunt and my cousin took this picture of us getting rescued.
Wow.
Like, wow.
Okay, that's
Wait, I
like,
said rescue.
yeah.
Yeah, you were on the
picture this.
Yeah, picture this. Yeah, yeah, you were on the-
So
okay.
this is us getting rescued.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Okay, JT, you nailed
That's
it.
crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah, bro.
I never want to go through that ever.
Yeah, no, my
Fuck,
goodness,
that's
man.
so fucked up, bro.
What?
Not only did I not know how to scuba dive, my first experience scuba diving was getting lost. Picture that.
Picture that was that was an experience for you.
That's insane.
Wow. Momo, did you get you figure it out
Yep.
over there? Okay. Cool.
Oh,
Is there volume on that one?
Yeah, turn it up if you want. I don't know if there's actually.
nice.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice. Little road trip.
Okay.
Little road trip in the desert.
Yeah.
That's nice, dude.
At first I was like, okay, he's trying to like speed with someone else. You know what I mean? Like there's another car by him and but I didn't see him speed. I'll go with that.
Okay, okay. I want to think that you were just cruising and you wanted to snap a quick little road clip of the drive, desert drive.
I'm gonna go a little more specific. That was the drive from LA to Las Vegas.
Oh
So
wow.
I made the exact same drive.
Spot on. That's exactly what it was. And that was super interesting for me because it was like,
Wait, Mo, you gotta say picture this.
picture this.
Oh, yeah,
Picture
right,
this. You're, this is September 2018, okay? So it's like 7 years ago. You know, we always have these ideas in our mind. You go to a different country, how are you gonna adapt? I was so young, and we rented this car, and we were just like, yeah, we're gonna drive from LA to Vegas. And that drive was so trippy because we're in Toronto, right? The terrain is so different. And just to see all those, like, the desert everywhere, and it's like, we saw people pulling off to the sides and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is how people get murdered. And then when it started getting dark, it got scary. There are no streetlights, nothing. It's a desert. So I had to step on that gas pedal real hard just to get us there quicker. But after that trip, I realized that I could kind of like adapt anywhere. Like it made me realize that it's not that scary going to a foreign country, and that was a 4.5 hour drive.
Holy shit.
Yeah, from LA to Vegas.
Wait, did you say it got dark?
When it started getting dark,
They don't have lights on there?
No, there were no lights on the
Wow.
it wasn't even
pitch black.
I wouldn't even call that a highway. It was pitch black.
Scary.
Wow.
Pitch black. I got so scared. I was like, yo, I hope no freaking serial killer catches up to us or something, right?
I was dead asleep.
Yeah.
yeah.
Stuff was dead asleep. Yeah.
Wow.
But it was scary, man. It was scary. Once it got pitch black, I was like, we're in the middle of nowhere. No one's gonna save us if anything happens to us.
Wow.
Yeah. But I think the takeaway from that experience was more like, I feel like I could go to any country and just kind of adapt, because that was a foreign country to me. I'd never been there before. And to be able to like have this rental and like drive for 4.5 hours from one state to another, it was insane to me. Like I found that really interesting.
Yes, JT, I guess you could go next.
Okay, cool.
So you could present your pick to us.
So that's JT's or yours?
Yeah, like
JT's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a gander. What's going on over here?
Gander. Okay.
Okay.
I think I'll go first as a guest.
Okay.
Knowing JT, he loves to appreciate art and different things that he sees. So he was just walking with his fam, spotted it from a distance, ran to it, and then just took a pic of it and appreciated it.
Okay.
Manny?
That's it's in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Penang.
Yeah.
I dare say it might be in Ipoh or Georgetown, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I just a lot of temples there, and like Pat, he likes art. He saw it, ran up to it, snapped a picture.
Yeah, for the most part, I'd agree with both what Pat and Manny said. I feel like that's some sort of political or religious character being,
Yeah.
and there's a statue of him.
Yeah.
The temple.
But it's
kind of thing.
temple for sure. But it stood out to you.
Yeah.
And I do feel like you separated from whoever you're with to wander off and go take that picture. Yeah,
As he does.
as he does.
I love you guys.
As he does.
Oh man. Okay, so picture this. This was taken in Penang, Malaysia.
Nice.
It was a day trip that one of my mom's, kind of like my aunt, my mom's friend, organized for us. So we got onto this trip early in the morning. It's basically a temple that's sort of like on this hill. We got there just as I think they were kind of opening a little bit, so we were kind of beating the crowd. But the size of this statue and this temple is pretty big. Like I don't think I've ever really encountered anything that was on display in such a way, because like as we were driving to it, it was like in the distance. Like, you know how when you're driving down like the 404 towards Toronto and you can kind of see like the CN Tower? It was like that. Yeah, because it was like up in the mountain and you can kind of like see it like peeking over everything else. So I was like, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. And then as we got closer, like, yeah, that's where we're gonna go. I was like, oh shoot! Like, so I'm like, okay, we're going up. There's a landing, like a sort of a large balcony almost, and you can see over the rail over to where like the city was, and you can even see where the road was. So it was kind of surreal in a way that this temple like exists, and it's actually like layered level to another part in the mountain. It's so tall that when you go up there, they actually have like rafters to like walk around at the top. Like maintenance people. So I was kind of really taken back by like just the architecture, like the design of how it was put together. Really interesting to me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, and you guys are right. I did kind of separate from like
That's okay.
we were all kind of wandering a little bit, but I kind of just like went on my own thing, just chilled for a bit. It was
Little side quest.
side quest. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. It was hot. Yeah, they went to the washroom or something like that. So I was like, I'm just gonna walk around. Here. Yeah.
Nice.
Picture this.
Picture that.
Picture that.
Picture that.
Okay, I guess I'm last. This is my
Oh.
picture. Have y'all ever seen this before?
No.
Sorry, what? No balloons? Okay.
Oh wow.
No balloons?
I want to think that this is like either like a corporate building or some kind of maybe like a stadium of some kind. There's a no balloon sign because like it could get caught up in like a fan or something or cause like some kind of like static thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Manny?
It looks like...
No balloons.
I know, right?
It almost looks like is it like a train station? It looks like a train station.
Oh.
Okay.
It almost like a metro station of some sort.
Okay.
Probably not in Canada because I've never seen
No.
something like this, but
It's English.
it is English.
Yeah.
It might be somewhere in
I
England,
think it's in Ghana.
but
Really? Okay.
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 anyway, it's not in Canada. But no, I would agree with JT, maybe because the balloons are a hazard.
So I'm gonna say either a train station or an airport.
Oh yeah, okay. That's
The airport's a good one.
You guys all kind of touched on it a bit. There's sprinkles.
Oh,
on the answer.
Sure.
So picture this.
Never gonna get
Isn't
old.
that right? I was in Ghana, right?
Oh!
Hold on. I was on my way back home and we stopped at Amsterdam. So this is the Amsterdam airport where there was a train station to get to it. And the reason why there's the no balloon sign is because it is a hazard when it gets to the train station. Because I'm like, no balloons, right? Like, what, you don't want us to have fun? So then I searched it up, and it is because it is a hazard, but it only happens at this Amsterdam airport. For me, I'm just like JT too. When I travel, I'm like a wanderer, right? So I'm the type that before taking a flight, I have to walk around and just explore, right? And I came across it and it just stood out to me because I'm like, why balloons? That's so random, right? But it is because it's a hazard and it's a thing. So I'm wondering, like, if I had a balloon on me, like, what would they actually do? Would they arrest me?
Imagine you get arrested for that.
I just kind of see, like, what would they do? You know what I mean? Just like,
Pop the balloon.
like really?
Team.
So yeah, picture that.
Picture that. Interesting.
You're the best, Pat.
Awesome. So you had a topic.
So the topic that I wanted to bring up was something that's more recent in our sort of popular culture. As of now, right now anyway, this is February 2025. Can you guys separate the artist from the art?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Can I separate the artist
From the art, yeah.
Sorry, any kind of art? Like
So-
film, music.
So context. So let's just say there are high-profile celebrity artists who get into certain situations that
Controversy.
certain controversies.
Okay.
Perfect way to say it. Obviously, these controversies have certain allegations. So because of those allegations towards the artist, can you still appreciate the art that they have made? I don't think we need to get into specific names of artists.
No, yeah.
I think
One comes to mind. But
the main thing to also is just we want to just try to approach the topic as a whole.
I'd like to comment on that first, actually, because this is something that I've been thinking about a lot recently, especially when it's tied into some of my favorite artists. The way I look at it, if I like a song, for example, I like the song for the song. I don't like the song because of the person that sang it or rapped it or whatever. To me, it's more like they may have some effed up things going on in their personal lives, but we're all human at the end of the day, right? Like, it's like we all have things going on. It's just not as publicized as other things because we're not famous figures. Who am I to like stop listening to somebody because they got some things going on, right? It's like I like the song because the song sounds nice. But will I boycott that artist because shit that's been in the media about them like acting out or whatever? No, I'm not gonna do that. If I like a song, I just like the song because the song sounds nice. It's not necessarily about the artist themselves. I don't really care.
Yeah.
No.
I somewhat agree. I would listen to a song because of a song. I wouldn't stop listening to it because an artist did something, said something. I mean, like you said, the artists, their lives are just more publicized.
Exactly.
So if they do some effed up stuff, unfortunately, that's going to be publicized.
Exactly.
But where I differ with what you said is if what they've done or what they've said or whatever controversy is happening around them, it directly affects me. So if they said something that I personally take offense to or I don't agree with, then that would cloud my judgment, and I wouldn't look at their art the same way. So it's kind of tainted almost.
Yeah, I think I'm similar to that side. So my stance on it is that it does bother me, enough to the point that I don't listen to the music anymore. So does it mean I can separate or I can't separate it?
That means you can't separate
I can't separate it, yeah, exactly. So the severity of the allegations or whatever it is, I think it's enough for me to think about it, whether it's true or not, right? I think it gets in my mind that when I do listen to that song, I'm like, that's all I think about.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It can get in your mind like that?
For sure. And then I'm kind of like, man, like I'm just thinking about like the things that this person may have done. And it does actually kind of like distract me enough from enjoying the music at that point. I do like the music and I'm like, oh man, this song is so good. But like I'm just thinking about now I'm not partying anymore. I'm just thinking about that. So it bothers me enough that I can't really enjoy it anymore.
It's kind of embedded in you.
I think I agree with Manny the most out of your takes because I think you can separate it, you can't.
Yeah.
Manny can somewhat. I'm more leaning towards Manny, but I want to add an extra layer where Manny, you mentioned that if it directly impacts you, I think it also bothers me if it impacts someone else, even though I'm not related to it. Let's say, for example, it is an attack on like women. Let's say I'm not a woman, I can't relate to that experience, right? But there are women in my life that I care about. If it were to impact them, that's where it would be tough on me, even though I'm not personally going through that situation, right? I kind of lean on you, JT, where it's like, it taints the experience because it is in the back of your mind. I do love the artist. And that's the hard part, is like a song will come on and you're like, damn, I love that try, it's so good. But man, like just your character, it's hard to kind of see.
Go and fuck it up.
Yeah, it's tough. I won't act as though I won't listen to the songs, because I will, but I also have to acknowledge the fact that there is that uneasiness. So no, it is a good topic because it's like, to what means? Momo's point, I think, is great, where they are also human. So that's why I want to kind of add on to your question. Not only can you separate the art from the artist, but what if that artist redeems themselves, right? Like what if, let's say, they did something that was like unspeakable, terrible, but then they worked on themselves to deal with that certain situation. Something came out of that. Can they be redeemed? Or are you like, nope, they did that, we're done with this person? Are they canceled?
There have been certain artists that sort of come back, and I'm kind of like surprised that they come back.
Right.
Without saying any names, obviously, but it's surprising to me how some of them do come back. And I wonder what is that process that happens, right?
Yeah.
It's also, those particular cases, it's not really artists I'm really super fan of anyway. But yeah, I think it's just interesting when they do come back. It's almost like there's a certain threshold that we as a society will accept. And be okay with like, okay, you're not that bad of a person. Well, with your point about like enjoying it, I think that's totally fine too. If you can just enjoy the music and just see what it is, because you know, you should be allowed to still have a good time.
I think for me, it's like there's this stigma that like, if you're a public figure, then you should be for the people and all for the people, and like should be somewhat robotic, so to speak. But at the end of the day, like, let me speak for myself, for example. Like, I make some questionable jokes sometimes. I say some questionable things, right? And it's like, if I was in their position, it's like, I would have 100% been cancelable. 100%. I'm not apologetic for it. Like, yeah, I won't go and say like I'm super proud of like all of the bad things that I've said in the past or whatever, but it's like, I think that we kind of forget the fact that these people, at the end of the day, just because they're celebrities, they're just regular human beings. They're humans at the end of the day.
It's true.
Right?
It's true,
So for me, it's like, they put out some good music. I enjoy that music. I'll still like the music, but it does not mean that I have to agree with their beliefs, right? Their beliefs are completely separate, right? I like the music because there was something good about that music. If they incorporated those beliefs into their music and I was enjoying that, that might be questionable. It's like, Mom, why do you like that? They're saying some really messed up things in these songs. But it's like, I'm enjoying the good things that they've said. We don't know what they're going through either. We don't know the pressure of being a celebrity. We don't. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure involved with that lifestyle, like, that we'll never understand because we're not in that position. But if you were to ask me, like, okay, what are your thoughts on so-and-so artist? I'd be like, oh, yeah, maybe I like their music. What are your thoughts on what they've had to say recently? I don't agree with it. Yeah, 100%. I don't agree with some of the things that they've been saying, like, behind the scenes. But do I still like their music? Yes. I'm not going to lie about it. That's the truth.
But do you look at their music in a different light, or do you, when you listen to it, does it not taint, but does it like come up in the back of your mind when you're listening to it?
No.
You know, they've said this, they've done
No.
that.
No.
I think the sort of the follow up on that question is sort of, do you feel like because you're listening to it and you're condoning it in a way? I think that's what people generally tend to say is like,
But it depends. It's like, if you're condoning it, like I said, like, are they speaking of those ideas or thoughts in those songs that I like? And the answer is no. Those songs are completely separate from their more modern beliefs or whatever you want to call it. So for me, it's like, if they're not saying anything really messed up in those songs, but they are saying those things like off script or I don't agree with what they're saying. But do I still like the song? Yes.
That's a great point, because I think these celebrities or public figures, they present themselves in a specific way. It's almost like it's like a structured way of acting.
Their brand.
Their brand. But then behind closed doors, they could be doing all these different things. What you're taking away and when you're listening to music, it's like the facade that they presented to you.
Not even necessarily. I just feel like a lot of people like idolize these celebrities in a way where they almost view them as like a god or something. It's like, chill the fuck out, bro. They're musicians.
Yeah.
You like some of the songs they put out. That should be like where it cuts off. But then I feel like especially in modern society, like people look at these figures as if like they could be a god to them. And I'm just like, or that's like, no. I don't agree with that whatsoever.
They develop a following.
Yeah. It's like a cult-like following almost.
Yeah, you know everything.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. Like it's
so for
like
you, like the fandom for you is just the music.
exactly.
Beyond that, you're like, I don't give a fuck.
Of course.
What they do.
Of
after
course.
that.
Why?
Yeah.
We could be in that position if we wanted to. Right? Why are people looking up to them that much? No, chill. They produce good music. I agree. 100%. Yes. But why do I have to look at them as if they're above me? They're human like I am. We bleed the same. You know, we'll all die one day. Like, chill out, bro. Like, I feel like super fans or whatever, like look at these people as if they're actual gods.
Yeah.
And I find that like appalling a little bit. It's like, chill. It's not that serious. Like, you might make a couple good songs, we like them, whatever, but I'm not gonna worship you.
I like your point of the behind closed doors, because everyone's kind of seeing what you're saying publicly and making their decision based off that.
Yeah.
But you could, like you said, some people can move the goalpost and be like, well, he said a few things here, but this was good, so I'll just ride with it. But behind closed doors, we don't know who these people are, to Momo's point. Right? So that's why I agree with you in that sense. Celebrities are worshipped as idols, right? People of, okay, I'm gonna base off my lifestyle and how I see things through this person, but you don't know their heart. Right?
Can we take something into consideration?
Go for it.
When certain artists died, some people literally offed themselves. Are we here for the music, or is it more than that? For me, it's just the music. I F with the music and that's it. But like, you've never met them. Like, they're just like you. They're humans. They're not gods. Like, why are you behaving that way?
The human side.
Of course. They're all humans.
You look at them, you listen to them.
Yeah.
It's purely just the art.
100%, man. They're all humans.
So Momo, you're basically like, you're just focusing on the art.
100%.
Damn,
100%. All the way. All the way.
But
I'll never see it as anything more.
But I want to bring up an extra point.
Yeah.
Because from what Momo said, I'm thinking about another element. You're focused on your viewpoint, right? On how you could detach things.
Yeah.
But what if a particular artist that is viewed as a god, right? Or an idol, and a kid hears something negative, right? And it's just like, well, this person said this, therefore I'm gonna do it. And there's a herd of people that are gonna do this negative thing because this idol said this. So that's the point where I could see that being detrimental to society because people are gonna run away with it. You're wise enough to be like, okay, I'm not gonna feed into that, but I could see how people could get upset because other people will be under that like mind control and go with it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to say something straight up. I think those people are weak-minded, like straight up. Again, like they are just literal human beings. Some of these idols don't even exist anymore, and some people still have those thoughts or ideologies towards them, whatever. That's weird to me. I could never understand that. They're just humans, bro. Like, they have a gift when it comes to the arts or whatever, but like, why is that gonna like change or alter my life? It's weird, man. It's weird to me.
If you saw them in public and there's a bunch of people like crying, oh man, this celebrity is here now, like, whoa. And some people who are fans are like trying to go and everything. Are you still as hyped to see them in person, or is it just more like, oh, they're there, okay, cool?
I'd be hyped. I mean, if it's someone that I really follow, someone that, not to a point where I trample over people and try and get a picture of them, picture with them, like, but you know, I'd be like, oh my god, that's so cool.
Yes, exactly.
Try to have a picture if I could, but that would be the extent of it.
Yeah.
Me too, 100%. I agree with Manny, 100%.
Same.
Yeah, of course, I'm not gonna lie. I want to stick around for sure. Like, that's pretty cool.
But it's almost like at that point, it's kind of like the spectacle of it more than anything else, and like you're kind of seeing the spectacle.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of the interest behind it too.
It's almost as if just to say it or to be able to say like I've seen that person.
Exactly.
I think it depends for me. If it's an artist or a person that I've like been inspired by, you know what I mean, or meant a lot to me, then I would be like, okay, cool, it'd be great to get a picture or whatnot.
Yeah.
But if it's just a big name that I don't really have any attachment to, I think it'd be very different for me. I think I would be able to be like, oh, okay, I'll just walk away because I don't, it's not necessary, there's no like personal tie to that person, right? But if it is someone where I'm like, wow, like I write, so I pattern my writing cater to this person, right? Or they inspired me to look at things different, you know what I mean? Things like that.
There's definitely a few of them that I would be more inclined to be like, oh shit, they're actually here. Like, that's kind of crazy. I don't think I would commit to a full on being like, I need to see them. Oh my god! I call you guys, yo guys, come down here. They're here. Like, we gotta go check it out. I'd be just more like,
This is kind of cool.
Something's happening. You know, there's all these things going around about this person. I think it's very similar to the whole art. The original question is just like it kind of turns me off a little bit from that side of things. Like you were saying as well, like they are human at the end of the day, so. You know, grant like some space to kind of make some mistakes. What gets questionable is when it is criminal.
Oh, criminal, definitely. That's different.
Criminal.
That's different. That's different.
Yeah, I think when we start getting into this whole criminal aspect, it's just kind of like, okay,
that's
wait,
different.
like
if it was allegations, then I'd be like, well, they're allegations. No one's proved it's true. It hasn't been proven. But once it's like settled in court, they did it, they admitted to it, then that
that's different.
For me, the allegations do kind of still kind of get me because I'm just like, man, like there's enough there. It could be slander. It could be like all made up and everything. It could all just be like a scam, whatever. But like you said, it's gotta be evidence. Like it's gotta be presented or something like that, right? But then it's hard to tell with this whole entertainment industry, right? Like
Yes.
it is. Like
what's real, what's not real.
It's a very
Exactly.
Some people would benefit from that person no longer being in the sport.
For sure. Right.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Well, that was a great topic. Very good topic. Love that.
Yeah.
Is it riddle o'clock?
It's riddle o'clock.
It's riddle o'clock.
It's riddle o'clock. All right. So we like to end off our segments by a little riddle, guys. All right. How about this one? The person who makes it sells it. The person who buys it never uses it. The person who uses it never knows they are using it. What is it?
Sorry, can't go another.
I'll go again.
It's a hard one, dude.
This is a hard one. This is a hard one.
This is a new one.
This is a new one. The person who makes it sells it. The person who buys it never uses it. The person who uses it never knows they are using it. What is it?
Are they actually buying something? Is it okay?
Is it a physical? It's actually a physical object.
It's a physical object.
Okay.
Yes. Good questions.
So you actually are buying it. Okay. Not some loophole.
Nope.
Shenanigan riddle thing.
No, it's not the 21 horses. No. The person who makes it sells it. The person who buys it never uses it. The person who uses it never knows they're using it.
Oh, I know what it is.
What is it?
Is it life insurance?
Very close, but no.
Oh,
Is
wow.
it insurance?
No.
Is it
It's related to death.
is it death insurance?
You guys are very close.
Is it a
Coffin.
A coffin.
Damn, Manny!
Whoa! All right, wait, Manny.
Wow.
Okay, we got that one really quick. I'm gonna have to hit you guys up with the follow-up one, okay?
Wait, should we save it? We should save it.
I have a million.
We can save it.
Save it? All right. Segment's done, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Segment's done, guys.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching, guys. That was amazing. This is a really good episode.
Sir.
This is a really good
We'll
episode.
do a sign off. A sign off to come. You can say.
Yeah, sit.
Yeah. We'll do a sign off to that camera there. So this is the fifth episode. Fourth episode of 2B1S. So we hope that you enjoyed this segment, and thank you, very special thank you for
Thank you
our
for
special
inviting
guest
me. I appreciate it.
Manny coming through. What did you think about that? What did you think about the experience? So far?
This is really fun.
You like that? You like that? You like that?
It's different doing it with friends because
Yeah.
like
Yes.
just a normal conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It is easier that we're doing it with like friends. You know, like people that would normally have a conversation like this.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've had this
with
conversation a million times
Exactly.
before.
That's
Exactly.
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 It's well, I think this is our 4th episode. We're
Yes.
sort of getting into a little bit of a routine with things.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully around this time when we put it out, we have a bit more of like what we want to try to do with the channel and try to grow it a little bit more. But we love the feedback that you guys have been giving us. You know, we're trying to keep this going. Keep
Liking, sharing,
sharing,
subscribing.
Do whatever you can do.
whatever
Yes.
you can.
Whatever you can do. We're not gonna ask for too
boys.
much. We're not gonna ask for too much. We're having fun doing this.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, this is great.
We're having
We
fun
hope
doing
we
this.
only invite you guys on the fun. That's what
Yeah,
we're always
that's
about.
it.
That's all it
That's
is.
it.
Yeah.
All right, 2B1, that's out.
2B1 is out.
Wow.